Doing a little bit of light makeup this morning. I pretty much had to delete all of the footage from this week up until this point because I sat down yesterday to edit and it was all so boring. I think it's honestly better this way though because I didn't have too much going on. I don't always have a lot of things planned, like I kind of just go with the flow, but I feel like this back half of the week is actually going to be kind of fun. For starters, today I'm going to, I don't really know how to describe it. It's kind of like a mix between a restaurant but also like a little gift shop. It's called Cookbook and it's supposedly like really popular here in LA, but they just opened up a new one. So I wanted to go over there, one because I think Larchmont is like a really cute neighborhood. And has like a really cute like aesthetic to it. And then I have an appointment at 1 o'clock, which is kind of smack dab in the middle of my day. And I feel like it's kind of ruining the vibes, but I'm also not going to focus on that too much. So I'm also really excited to do the little like LA review Q&A portion of this video because I actually got some really good questions. And I think it'll be a really good guide for me to like literally review my LA experience. Like, I do have some things to say about it. I really do. I never ever use lip liner, so I don't really know what's coming over me today. I've just really been wanting to get into them. This is my first time putting it on in many years. I don't know what the trend is with it, but it can really just be so cute. And I feel like I watched so many videos of Black women using lip liner and I'm like so inspired by it. I can't believe that I almost just forgot to do bronzer. That's like one of my favorite final touches, so I would have been kind of sad had I left the house with no bronzer on. This is like my everyday makeup kind of style. Like I might do a different shade of blush or like a different bronzer brand or like concealer, but every day this is always like the final look. Now it's time for the outfit. And here we have it, this like vintage dress paired with black Converse. This is actually a Coach purse that I thrifted for $5. I can never remember where I was when I got this, but it was literally $5 and I think it's actually real. I'm also so proud of myself for being ready so early. It's not even 10 o'clock and I'm like fully ready to head out the door. I feel like it's been such a full day. I just got back from my appointment. All is well, all is good, but now I want to go to Whole Foods to get some flowers. I just have collected so many vases over the years. Like this isn't even half of them. I have even more up in like my cabinet, but I went to get some flowers from Whole Foods because I feel like their selection is always just like good. I haven't been to this location in particular that I'm going to go to in a minute, but I'm hopeful that they'll be good. And if they're bad, I'll just go to Trader Joe's or something.
Parking lot, smoking with your friend. Girl, I know we don't talk a lot, but I'm wondering, can I get your number before you walk away?
Guess what time it is? You guys actually brought up some really good questions. Like I know that I've been wanting to talk about LA, but I didn't know which directions I wanted to go. And y'all made up for it with these questions, so thank you. I feel like it makes the most sense to at least start with the question of why we decided to move to LA anyway, because it honestly kind of came out of the blue for like everyone involved, but it kind of just made sense at the same time. I think when it came about time for us to renew the lease at the house we were living in, we were kind of just like, do we want to stay in this house? do we want to stay in Atlanta? Then when LA came up, we were like, we have no jobs that are tying us to Atlanta. We don't have any kids. We don't own anything that's like super substantial that will basically tie us to any one place. We were just like, we're so young. So LA honestly came up out of nowhere and we kind of just ran with it. This perfectly segues into the next question of Georgia or California. And honestly, I've only lived in LA for like 9 months now, and I can easily say that I would pick California any day. By the time my stint in Atlanta was coming to an end, I hated Atlanta. Like, I felt like there was nothing for me there. And it's so funny to talk about now because I don't think I ever even felt comfortable enough to say that I don't like Atlanta until I moved, and I couldn't even admit that to myself. So I hated it. So moving right along, does LA feel like home? You know, I was like reviewing these questions over the past few days, and I was really trying to figure out, what does home really mean? In the grand scheme of things, I would honestly probably say yes, because I feel like I'm a very like realistic or like straightforward kind of thinking, in the way that wherever my belongings are, I feel like that's my home. Like, I don't know that it has to be super like emotionally attached for me, like I have to be doing so well in my career, like any of those kind of things don't really have to be in order for me to feel like I'm at home, if that makes any sense. What's been the biggest change in your routine? I'd probably have to say the fact that I had to downsize. In the beginning, I was so devastated that we even got this apartment, because it's one of the smallest, or no, it is the smallest one we looked at, and it's also the most expensive. So in my head, I was like, this isn't even making sense. Like, the math isn't even mathing. Thankfully, I'm on the other side of things now. Like, I've really come to enjoy this apartment and like really be content with it. The lighting is great, and although it's only like a 2-bedroom and the rooms aren't super huge, it really does house everything that I needed to house. Like, anything else would truly just be excessive. Don't get me wrong, if I have the opportunity to move at the end of this lease, I'm absolutely taking it up so that I can move somewhere bigger. But I think it has all come full circle in the sense that like I really do like it here. So this next one makes me a little nervous to answer. It is LA as plastic as it seems? And this is something that a lot of people warned me about with moving here, like, oh, people are fake, like everything is fake. And at first I was like, you guys, come on, it cannot be that bad. There's definitely some truth to it. Now, obviously, I try to stay out the way. I try to stay out of that mix of people, those mix of like atmospheres, environments, but sometimes you will still find yourself there just based off of the overall culture. That isn't to say LA as a whole, but obviously I feel like most places that are super saturated are probably gonna have that culture to it. Like, there are some people who really only hang out with people who have status or who can do something for them, or you know, like it's very like superficial. So I try to make sure I am not that person. Like, no matter if it's someone I'm meeting for the first time, a relationship I'm trying to establish, or even like a meaningless interaction, like I never want to come across as the person who is just so stuck up, so self-absorbed that like you cannot get through to me. Like, that's all just such an ick. I feel like I just try to showcase the opposite side to what LA would typically present. So to end things on a lighter note, we can talk about recommendations. I got questions about restaurant recommendation, thrift stores, overall just like things to do, and then really cute neighborhoods. I will say nothing comes to mind literally as I'm talking, so I'll just put some stuff on the screen and then you can screenshot it and just do what you will with that information. I will also say I'm a very big homebody, so I'm not always out and active and checking out the next new like popular spot. I feel like this weekend was definitely the exception, but most of the time I'm literally in the house. Like, I have to force myself to go and do things. So again, do with that list what you will. That is where this Q&A ends. This is truly the most I have talked probably all day. So I feel like I'm like losing my voice and I'm a little tired. So yeah, those are all of the questions. I guess if you have any other related LA related questions, just DM me or you can drop a comment and we can just keep the good vibes going. But for right now, I need to honestly take a really big sip of water. Like, I am not well. had no idea it was going to be gloomy today. Thankfully, I don't have big plans anyway, so it's not that it's ruining anything. It's just overall the gloom that comes with gloomy days I can really do without. But I wanted to just go on a walk today. Like, that was probably my only objective for today. I was even looking up really cute neighborhoods to like go and explore, and I think I'm just gonna go back to Larchmont because a lot of people have said that they have like a really cute neighborhood, and I'm kind of like, that's all of the vibes that I need. Like, looking at nice houses while walking is very chef's kiss. So I have my Kindle. Gonna bring the dog with me, of course, and I think that is going to be my day. Do you want to go for a walk? Come on. Do you want to go for a walk, buddy? Come on, buddy. Let's go.
Guess I did see it coming.